I'm here to talk about podcasting and how it could change the game of your business or just your brand, period. Did you know right now there are 850,000 active podcasts and more than 330 million podcast episodes. So basically, there's so many people out here listening to podcasts right now. So, and those numbers are increasing. So you would want to be in the number. And then the number of people or the ages of people that are listening to podcasts that are wanting to hear podcasts are from 18 to 44. If you think about it, that's 67%, of the population actually listening. So that's a good thing to have, the reason why to launch a podcast. And as we go along, every day we're home. This is a pandemic, so most people listen to podcasts during their free time, their downtime, when they're trying to decompress. So having a podcast that gives information and conversation and thought-provoking topics, people are more inclined to listen and to want to do more and to break the monotony of moving from room to room to room to room right now, as we're doing now during this pandemic. I did go over, there's 4 podcasts right now that I think stand out, especially with women of culture and women of color, that they're doing different things and they want to learn different, to listen to other things that I would suggest that you listen to. They are the one that I love. That's Gia Peppers, Scotty Beam, Safara Bex, and Elisa P. They all combined have 200K followers, across their social media. But they actually have topics of sisterhood, pop culture, love, dreams, and growth. So that is a great podcast to listen to. There's also Clever Girls Know. It's hosted by Bola. This podcast is for financial education that assists women to get out of debt, save, and to build their empire. And if that's something that you're looking to do right now, that is a podcast that would be a great thing for you to listen to. There's also Getting Grown. There's 2 hosts, Kia and Jade, and they're 30-somethings. They're figuring out adulting. So they talk about self-care, and their banter will make you laugh. And there's also HER Space, Uplifting Conversations for Black Women. This is a podcast that the acronym HER stands for Healing, Empowerment, and Resilience. So the host is Terry Lomax and Dr. Dominique Broussard. And they are having meaningful conversations to talk about everything from health, like fibroids, to also toxic friends and things like that. And then the final podcast that I would suggest you take a listen to is the Spiritpreneur School, Spiritual Business for Entrepreneurs. The host of this podcast is Abiola Abrams. She's an empowerment superstar and author, and she touches on all things called the law, like law of attraction and healing, to build soul-fulfilling, thriving businesses. So I say all of this to say all of these podcasts have a major following. Each one is different within their own right. So this is what I'm saying when you want to find you want to put out there what you're talking about and what you want to do as a business. Adding a podcast would be perfect, because there's room for everybody at the table when it comes to podcasting. Your message may be in tune with someone else's message that they want to get out. So actually launching your podcast is very key to, if that's something that you want to do, into expanding your brand and helping someone else who wouldn't necessarily talk about something or do more research on something, to inspire them. So I have launched an ebook that will help you. It's an intro-level guide on how to launch your podcast. I will be coming back in the next couple weeks with superstar podcasters who have launched a podcast and are actually making a name for themselves outside of their current brand while doing a podcast. So thank you so much for tuning in. I will be posting a blog post about the 4 well, the 5 podcasts that I talked about doing this live. So thank you all for watching. See you all soon.